Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. session at the 2022 OpenSimulator Community Conference. In this session, we are pleased to introduce the presentation, The Blue Man in the High Castle. Our speaker is Reiner Schneeberger, Art Blue. Art Blue is well known for being an artist and an art curator, as well as his passion for AI. You can find his bio at amazon.de, and then I'm going to paste it into the text chat because it's kind of hard to read. Please check out the website found at conference.opensimulator.org for speaker bios, details of the sessions, and the full schedule of events. The session is being live streamed and recorded, so if you have any questions or comments during the session, you may send tweets to @OpenSimCC with the hashtag OSCC22. Please welcome everyone, and let's begin the session. Over to you, Art.
Welcome to another stunning experience transforming keyboard strokes into art.
And Art, I'm sorry, we cannot hear you.
Sorry, this was the wrong reel of The Man in the High Castle. Starting the right one now.
Welcome to my presentation, The Blue Man in the High Castle, which I turned to make it entertaining in an essay, presenting it with cutouts as an alternative to bullet points, as you will see soon. The essay deals with the hype of AI painting. The text is pre-recorded, so I will stay in the allotted time frame of 15 minutes. At the end, you are invited to watch a machinima made by Wizard Oz Chrome that shows the installation The Blue Man in Waking Dreams I presented at Burn 2, which is the representation of Burning Man in the metaverse. There would be more to say about the upcoming changes by AI systems, like in lyrics and in copy editing, and why OpenSimulator can give a living picture to a lot of changes ahead. Seeing is the first step to understanding. Experiencing is the second. OpenSimulator art stands for experiencing the changes in art display and art reception. Speakeasy is provided, so you will find all spoken text in local chat. After the presentation, you can get the slides with non-blanked out text, so you don't need to keep the chat log. How to understand the Blue Man in the High Castle. The Man in the High Castle, the one without blue, creates alternative reels of reality on celluloid. He's the founder of an early metaversum. My short story, I Will Rise, published in Res Magazine September 2022, points to this story. In the October issue, I introduced the Blue Man in the High Castle. I will call him, in this presentation, the Blue Man. The Man in the High Castle created his reels at a time when the Second World War had ended and questions of an alternative reality raised. It was the time when the first programmable computers have been established and the upcoming potential for a time and reality travel has been seen by Philip K. Dick. Now, 75 years later, the Blue Man says that he will paint the world by holding a paint phone in hand. These words point to the language of Google, of a first meaningful paint. Google calls a content of value seen on first page a meaningful paint on canvas. Canvas shall become the global term embracing all types of displays. You don't need to follow the chain of meaning of words by Google, but there is a but. Would it not be nice to paint the world, to give the world a visual signature of what we do? These paintings shall be done in state-of-the-art. Therefore, we use AI. We are heading to a time where the art of painting turns blue. 25 years ago, the art of playing chess turned blue. It was the fight of Deep Blue against Kasparov that changed the world. Kasparov said that at some point he thought the machine was thinking, but Kasparov was wrong. It was no AI that defeated man. It was brute force coding. That was 1997. The world is changing. In the future, men will no longer fight against machines. They will be machines. The meaning of being a machine will change. And by the way, holding a smartphone in hand while walking on the road, looking at the display, isn't this like longing to immerse inside the screen? The smartphone walkers seek for digital awareness, to earn social coins, to rise up in Instagram, to gain followers. They crave for retweets and likes. But there is a but. We are machines, we rise. We know the name of the first machine maker. It was Daedalus, who created the machine enabling Icarus to explore new frontiers. We know Icarus ignored the instruction set how to deal with wax-based technology. He was rising too high and fell down. Paintings show his fate. Paintings are what is left of his journey. The rise and fall of Icarus has been seen in different ways. In surreal ways, in ways of symbolism, in ways of the unknown painter. One with an unknown UID? Who is this? An artist with no glory? There must be a but. Thousands of years after Icarus, the blue man calls modern artists, among them Dali, Hundertwasser, Picasso, Klimt, Mondrian, Kunstblue, Tillotalo, Vetrildis, Titi Tobasco, just to name the most famous ones, to tell us the stories of the machine, calling it painted text art. The blue man holds a paint phone in hand, adding these famous names during his walks along the streets to capture the moments. He paints with words that suddenly fill his brain. When seeing a horse, he enters how to explain pictures to a dead horse. When seeing the advertisement of the movie The Triangle of Sadness, he bluntly copies this phrase to turn words this way to machine painting. He will claim all rights on him, the machine man, Kunstblau. That's an alt of him, an alternate machine of blue. He adds code styles like sunset, photorealistic, or octane rendering 8K. He knows the secret phrases. He copied them from others. The blue man in the high castle will become famous. Today he got 15 minutes. He will be art. He will be art blue. Andy Warhol predicted his appearance. Everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. But there is a but. Who will take over and claim the glory when art has left the building? Will it be the Kardashians? Stand up and fight. It can be you, the greatest artist of all times. Everyone can put words in a browser. Everyone can click the camera button on a smartphone. Being a machine, you can play a low profile. Say you are an NFT artist. Upload art as a texture. That's hard, I know, after FTX blasted, but there are tools you can trust.
How to explain pictures to a dead wallet. Is this art?
Say that you have a MasterCard and you need AI as a service, and in no time you get what you need. You can role-play an artist and insist that you are not an artist, that you are just a photographer, that you are a screen capturer, and you wait and wait. So your understatement gets noticed and others say, But you remastered the Kardashians. That's solving the but. Others will say, that's true art, real art you do. Then you smile like Yoda. You got what you need. You're a machine master, knowing the deal. What's the deal? Picasso said, I and I and I and I. If the domain is taken, then just add another and I. Art needs just a line of words and a click. You may say, I remastered the Kardashians, but that might cause just confusion. Go with the truth and say, I painted the picture. Accept that you became an AI and you are fine. You have the right to be a machine, a new gender, the machine gender. You paid for it, but there is a but. Art is seen differently by everyone, right? That's why the Blue Man offers you a trip into an alternate reel of the metaversum. Let us meet today beyond the frontier of clicking. The metaversum is made to meet. It shall be a meetversum, where a first meaningful paint is drawn. Everyone shall experience art in a personal way. The meaning behind the meaning is what makes it real. But there is a but again. Everyone has a personal God. Part 2. The experience. Be a spectator, a couch potato. Be a traveler, sit on a chair for the uplift. Be Icarus, take a tag to fly. This all after the break. And for everyone to be or to be. Presenting Alice in Wonderland by the Blue Man in the High Castle in the exhibition hall. But there is a but. Right now the Blue Man in the High Castle can't read your brain. Reality in the meta is in reach, but still slippery. We are at the OpenSimulator conference of 2022. It would be against the TOS. The terms of service doesn't allow the Blue Man to read out the chat logs that paved your way in all the metaverses you visited. Else the Blue Man would know what you prefer, how your mind works. Personality capture and simulation by Sims Bainbridge is published. All it needs is to break the toss, to link the data you left on Facebook, Twitter, Big Brother is watching you, with the web metaversum. Be brave today and do this step. Make your coming out today. Admit that you are transcode, that you are non-binary, that you are not human, that you are old code, or that you write on Python. Don't be scared to get the blame of the wrong gender, or like Art Blue, the tag of an outdated Fortran coder. Keep the option for being a machine hidden in your suitcase until you are sure that you want to follow the alternate reel of the Blue Man. If you go in the experience for Traveler, then choose one of the offered styles at OSCC Meta. The Blue Man in the High Castle looks at a burning white horse seen by different artists: Dali, Mondrian, Picasso, Hundertwasser, where the chosen tag and the graphics will match. If you go for Icarus, then take the Kardashians tag or the red-haired woman tag or
Wearing the Borg tag, you can experience 100 generations by the text phrase that the Borg Queen says at Star Trek Picard.
Allow me. Calculating temporal trajectory, initiating tachyon splinter radiation bursts, neutralizing threats.
They are made by DALI 2, Midjourney, Crayon and Stable Diffusion.
Where the chosen tag and the graphics will match. And where means edit. Where only one tag at a time. If you like to be a spectator to watch how others are making the trip, then take a seat on the lookout. Infinite screen. To condense. Instead of reading your brainwaves or using the digital footprints you left, which will be the future to create the right experience for you, take right now a tag or choose a chair. Or take a coffee and sit at the lookout to watch the changes. When a visitor with a tag comes closer to the presentation wall, the art will change. This extends the mass of available art on display to the infinite. Same goes for the change of walls. My 15 minutes of fame are over, but there is a but. I want to thank you all. Question rise. Will my paintings stay? Will you credit the blue man in the high castle when you prompt text to paint and make your own glory? You know, there is a but. Time for Q&A. The following 3 slides give you further information and links. Thank you.
Very soon the video, The Blue Men in Waking Dreams, made by the Italian videographer Wizard Oz Chrome, will be on screen. The YouTube link will be posted in chat. Sorry, this was the wrong reel of the man in the high castle. Starting the right one now.
Welcome to my presentation, The Blue Man in the High Castle, which I turned to make it entertaining in an essay.
Thank you, Art, for an informative and an interesting presentation. As a reminder to our audience, if you want to check out conference.opensimulator.org, see what is coming up on the conference schedule. You won't want to miss our next session, which will begin at 9:30 a.m. in this keynote region. And it is entitled, Art is Art is Art, but... Now please enjoy a short break. And also, we encourage you to visit the OSCC22 Poster Expo and in the OSCC Expo 3 region to find accompanying information on the presentations and to explore the hypergrid resources in OSCC Expo 2 region, along with the sponsor and the crowdfunding booth located throughout all OSCC